And we are live. It's the homie Moss MoneyPot Podcast. It's been a long time. I think the holidays got us. Yeah. Of course, I got the homie with me, B.Diddy. The homie Steve-O couldn't make it today. We'll be back next week with more locks from Steve-O. But what's up, bro, man? It's been some time, man. We've been doing vlogs, we've been doing text messages. A lot of stuff has happened since we've all just sat down and talked sports. What's good with you, man? How you, man? How was your Thanksgiving, bro?
Thanksgiving was real good, with the family.
Solid.
I think that kind of like separates a little bit, so it's good to be back.
Yeah.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in.
Yeah. So let's get right into some announcements. I think that we're going to have only one more Spicy Belly live show. Not sure what that date is. Like I said, a lot of things have changed over the time, so we'll see. We'll lock that down. We'll make sure you know. Please always subscribe, follow us, like us on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Go to www.MoneyPot Podcast. Follow, what's it? B.Diddy on Twitter?
On Twitter is B.Diddy541. Instagram is shaded aces, _aces 54.
Make sure you follow your favorite Philly handicappers. Best on the East Coast, hitting NFL games 59% clip. I can't lie about it.
Yeah, facts.
I can't lie about
it.
So I wrote some notes down, man. Just a couple things we want to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know why they running this O.J. Simpson special. Did you see that?
I didn't see it, but I heard it. And are we not tired yet?
Why are we still bringing this up? Is my question.
Because it gets views, man. People love watching it and figuring out what happened.
Oh, you know what I thought about it, though? I took it deeper, bro. I was just like, the symbolism of this black man obviously allegedly killing his white wife. But just that symbolism, they just won't let go.
They won't let it go.
I mean, they won't let it go. I was talking to Mrs. Upstairs, and I was like, yo, I remember when the verdict actually came out. I think I was in like 3rd grade.
I was definitely
like
in school.
When it happened.
I was in middle school.
And these little white kids come running out saying, he's innocent. It was the craziest scene.
It was a crazy day.
And they all shook their heads like, you know, this black man got off.
And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, this is amazing.
Right.
So, I remember that day when it happened. I remember the Bronco chase. I'm tell you why I remember, because when we were young, we were supposed to go as a family to Red Lobster.
Okay.
And I was mad because OJ wanted to be in his Bronco running down whatever he's running down.
Couldn't get them cheddar biscuits.
Couldn't get the cheddar biscuits that night.
Couldn't get the cheddar biscuits.
It's hot.
So we do have to talk about, I don't know if you knew about it, but over Thanksgiving break, and Matic and I'm not even sure how to pronounce his first name now, I apologize. But Mantic Fitzgerald Bradford Jr. was shot and killed by an off-duty police officer while trying to help somebody. The story pretty much, it was during Thanksgiving. He was in a shopping mall in Alabama. So there was some type of tussle from what I've read with him and another alleged gunman. An off-duty cop shot him square in the head.
Wow.
And they haven't released the tape yet, the video
wow.
yet. And the family's obviously not only upset about what had transpired, because obviously it's another black man gunned down, but the fact is that they won't release the video, and it's taking way too long to release this video, see what happened. Witnesses have said that you saw a black man with a gun and he shot him.
So this is in the mall?
This is in the mall.
Shopping mall.
In a shopping mall. In Alabama, they have a real lenient of license to carry.
So was that the one where it was a shooter that was...
It was a mistaken shooter.
Yeah,
the officers
came and shot
him.
I did hear that story. I did read that story.
So prayers and thoughts out to that family as well.
Sad story.
Yeah, real sad story. It's nothing new.
Gotta be mindful. Everybody be out there. Be mindful who you are and where you're around, and know your surroundings. Unfortunately, that gentleman right there thought he was doing something in a goodwill of heart to help somebody doing a mass shooting at the moment. and to turn around and get shot by the police because they mistaken you for the gunman, it's amazing. You know, it's amazing because there's many times you see mass gunmen get taken down without violence.
Crazy.
Locked up in a car.
I told my daughter this, bro. Now that I told my daughter this after I heard the story, and I just shook my head, and I'm just like, when you hear a story on United States soil about any type of mass murder, any type of bombing, anything that is obviously, anybody dying is obviously sad, but when there's a mass killing or something, you know, that's crazy, school shooting, you know, all this crazy stuff, and these folks that are doing this are of a Caucasian descent, European descent, they do not want to label these folks terrorists.
Yeah, that's true.
They do not want to label us terrorists. And I told my daughter, it doesn't matter what you look like, black, blue, green, orange, red, it doesn't matter. If you commit that type of act, you are a terrorist.
A domestic terrorist.
You are a domestic terrorist.
Yep.
That's just a fact.
Yep.
And they will not label that because they do not want that imagery. I didn't even say the word, bro. Imagery on media outlets.
I just, on top of what you're saying, that which is facts, I just don't understand why we are always quick to pull the trigger on an African American person, but we can de-escalate a white individual.
I don't even know if we're African American, bro. We just black.
Or black. Or brown or black. I mean, because it's right. It's not just black. It's brown or black.
I don't know if we can sit on that.
It's not even protocol. Like to come into the mall and shoot that man is not even protocol by a police officer.
Off duty too.
To make that stand.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's amazing.
It's crazy. So, breaking news though. The homie Kareem Hunt gets cut.
Man, oh man. That's hot news. That's just breaking.
Domestic violence. I haven't seen the tape, but you've seen the tape. So explain to us real quick what you saw, and do you think that the consequence from the tape you saw?
So let me just put this out here right now for every audience, every woman, and every male that's watching. I am against any type of domestic assault.
Facts.
Any assault when a male puts his hand on a woman, I'm against it. This situation that I saw Kareem Hunt was a situation that looks like a bunch of people either going or coming from a party.
Okay.
His friends and a few ladies, and it looks like they were in a heated argument. And the videotape is actually aerial view around the elevator area.
Okay.
It looks like him and the young lady was in a heated argument. It looks like she walked toward him as he's walking toward her, and she, I guess he didn't like what was going on in the exchange. You can't hear, and he pushes her. He doesn't push her really crazy, but he pushes her, and she comes back. It looks like she smacks him, and then that's when he got really upset, and he pushes her back, and then that's when his buddies try to jump in there and break it up.
Right.
I think at that point he was really heated. I think I think alcohol was involved. It looks like.
Okay.
And he like pushed his buddy. His buddy pushed into her and knocked her down, and she was like.
I get this. I read a report. What's this kicking thing?
So, and I think it was at the last second. It looks like he kicks her while she was on the ground. Like he's like trying to get at her.
What is he doing, man?
And that's it. It wasn't.
You can't kick her, man.
Right.
You can't kick her while she's down.
You can't do anything. You can't do anything like that.
Not at all.
I'm not with it. I didn't think it was as bad as to the point where they're like releasing this person, where a year from now he's back and everything, and he's getting rehab, whatever he's gonna do to get back to where he needs to be.
His career really might be
it could be in jeopardy, but it wasn't Ray Rice like. You know what I mean? And I hate putting Ray Rice out there.
Right.
What he did was disgusting.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Ray Rice like where it's like, man, it looked like he could have avoided all of it by walking away.
They don't get it, man.
But it wasn't as violent as it seems like they're making it, right? The way the words are being captured on TV is like, you would thought he like had her choked up and slammed her and all types of stuff. Right. It's like the violent attack and,
Yeah, I didn't see the video.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, the way the words was written and the way the media is making it, but it was bad enough where he's being released. And
that's a huge blow to KC.
It is. Spencer Ware will be starting running back now. All you guys with the fantasy owners, if you
Oh,
haven't jumped on it, jump on
yeah,
it.
it's too late. They already jumped on it.
So
I went and ran and looked at mine, and somebody grabbed him at like 2:30.
I grabbed him, but I wasn't at 2:30. I grabbed him out of the league, and
I ain't
he was
mad at
still
you.
available.
I ain't mad at
You
you.
know what I mean?
So
Playoff time.
tomorrow is another breaking news announcement. Sugar House Casino Sportsbook is opening
Nice.
tomorrow.
Is that official? Are you sure?
That is
So I
official.
was there a couple of days ago, and it looked like they had the wall up, but it didn't look like it was quite ready. It didn't look really big.
So from what I
Okay.
heard,
Nice.
my sources say that they're opening tomorrow.
Okay.
So I will be down there placing some
Hey,
bets.
local man, Philly, that'll be the first one in the city.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get your picks.
Yes, sir. Always for MoneyPot Podcast,
There we
best
go.
on the East Coast.
Absolutely.
Dope album championships
Very good album.
of the United States. Philly, stand up.
Here we go. Meek Mill's does it. I think this is one of Meek Mill's best albums.
Mm-hmm.
I
What's
gotta
the
give
joke on him? Off? Is it Where's Free? I'm Free?
We Free.
We Free?
Something like We Free.
Yeah.
Great record.
On repeat. I can't listen to it enough.
Shout out to
I'm dissecting every lyric that every artist says.
What's Free?
What's Free?
Shout out to Hov and Rick Ross.
Crushed it.
Laying some bars.
Crushed it.
You know what I mean? I think that'll be his next single probably.
Who?
Meek's next single. I think that'll be the next single.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just to kind of lead him into the next year. And then Meek is officially said he's going on tour in February.
Oh, okay.
I believe next year. So,
That's dope.
you know, Meek is back, man. First record since he's been locked up. Put a lot of time in it. You can hear it. You can put a lot of energy in it.
The
Talk
man,
a lot of stuff he's talking about in the album.
yes, the content is crazy. The man said he went in a slave and came out a king.
He did. Yes, he did.
Facts.
Hey,
Yeah.
shout out to Meek, man. Hometown kid.
So let's talk about these birds, man, since we're right into the hometown. So we all know that Dallas got a win in with New Orleans. A lot of people lost that. We should have talked about it on air, but we didn't. We typically stay away from Thursday games, but as we spoke before earlier, we did see it as a good possibility it was a trap game, and it did come out that way. I didn't think Dallas would win outright,
Right.
but I knew they would cover the spread. Yeah, so I'm just thinking out loud here, and I'm looking at the schedule, and we did this earlier, and I put this on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you follow me on MoneyPot Podcast on Twitter. That we only saw this team as a 90, at best, I think a 9-17.
Yes.
When we went through the wins and
Mm-hmm.
losses. So I wrote down the remaining schedule for the next three. Dallas has the Eagles, Indy, Bucks, and the Giants. I said at the very best, I think they go 2-2.
I can. What do you have losing? Giants and the Colts?
I have them. Dang. I think we might lose to us. It's possible. It's counting how this Washington game goes.
Oh, counting us.
Yeah. So
we're in must win. We gotta win every game.
yeah, we gotta win every game. But I think that I don't know. They might be able to beat Indy. But I think like you said, the Bucks or Giants. One of those games are going to be a letdown game. I think somewhere in there. So they're what are they 6-5 right now?
They are 6-5.
6-5 right
6
now.
and 5.
So they'll be 8-7 if they win out of the next four. I'm sorry.
I think I'm gonna tell you this. Listen, man. That Dallas team played.
It's like defense.
Yeah, probably played one of the best games all
They're-
season.
They really might. You know what? And I kind of give them credit because they took their time with Jalen Smith.
Yeah.
And he's out of his third or fourth year right now. He's looking like the Jalen Smith we saw in out of Notre Dame. And then the other kid,
Oh my God, he's all over the field.
Vaughn, whatever,
Vander,
something.
Snipes, and Dykes.
Yeah.
He's all 55 is all over the field.
Yo, so
Everywhere. He was
they
covering
were-
Alvin Kamara out the backfield, Mark Ingram out the backfield. They looked fast. They was
really
getting up the field.
bro,
they were locking down defensive back.
They look like a young Thomas Davis and Keeper.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great. And
That's
he
what
had
they look
a rush up front.
That's what they look like.
Yeah,
That's what they look like. And their corners are better than I thought.
I agree.
Because their corners look quick.
I think they played their best game over, not because they beat the Saints, right? The Saints, which we thought was a juggernaut, which came out really flat yesterday. I think play calling was a question yesterday, and the mistakes they made on the field as a team was very, very bad. But I think Dallas as a team, offensively, special teams, and defensively, played their best game of the year. I thought their defense was lights out. They looked fast. They were covering. They were playing a lot of man and covering man. I think offensively, Dak was throwing the right passes, was accurate, and then made the biggest play of the night when he scrambled for 11 yards to get the first down to pretty much clinch the game for him. I thought they were just locked in full as a team at home. I think looking at their schedule like you just went down, I think Indianapolis is playing almost as similar as they are. They're playing lights out football.
Right.
I think that's going to be a really, really tough game for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll lose that game. The problem with this Eagles game coming up against the Cowboys is that Dallas now has 10 days to prepare for a team like us who are struggling, who are got the injury bug, and we're going to come into a battle against the Washington Redskins in a must-win game. So hopefully we can come out there unscathed than we are now, and then we got to turn around and play a team that's really, really hot, and that's the Dallas Cowboys. So, man, it's going to be tough runs for us. We got to win every single game. But I see Dallas being 2-2 because I see them losing to the Colts and possibly a letdown game against the Giants.
So, going right into the Eagles' rest of the schedule, and let's just give me win and loss.
Like I said, I think we lose to the Dallas Cowboys.
Washington.
I think we win. I think that Washington game we get our best output this week, and then mentally we're trying to get ready for this Dallas team, but they're just more prepared because they got the 10 days, and they're playing at. It's a home game, right?
No, it's in Dallas.
It's in that. Yeah, it's a home game for Dallas.
Yeah.
They're playing at home.
Yeah.
And it's I think we lose there, but
then at Dallas, then at the Rams.
when we lose that,
Home for Houston.
when we lose that,
And at Washington.
and we beat Washington because they're down.
So I have them the same way. I have them 3-2. Going 3-2.
So I got them 2-3. Right?
Right. You have them 2-3.
Yeah.
And the next 5.
Yep.
And then Washington has us, New York, the Jags, Tennessee, and us again.
Yeah. Washington loses to us. They beat the Jags.
I think they beat the Giants. They beat the Jags. They lose Tennessee.
They lose Tennessee.
I think we might split with Washington. Because I mean, I wrote it right here, bro. I just said it's over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I agree. I think it's over.
I think it's over. You know, looking from the outside, I mean, we said it before. I said it before when Foles took over last year, and I was completely wrong. Obviously, we had the magical season, but I mean, we're just too banged up. I know Sidney Jones is coming back, but we're just too hurt. And you know, as one of my keys to this game is Wentz has to play his best game.
Yeah,
he has to play his best game.
But we can't stop the run, right? We can't stop Zeke. Zeke put up 150 yards on us.
Yeah, well, Zeke does that to a lot of people.
And he's going to continue to do that against us. And that's where it's going to. I think that's where we're going to lose, just like we lost in the first game.
Right.
It's going to open up the defensive back because we're going to try to now put 6 and 8 in the box, and then now we're going to expose our D-backs who was hurt, and then we're going to be in that type of game. And if Wentz is not keeping up at all, what are we going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't want to get us overlooking Washington.
And I got an Eagles question. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm a realist for me.
Right.
Let's keep it 100%.
Right. I don't want to overlook Washington because I could see this being a letdown spot for the Eagles.
Well, they can't.
They're looking. I mean, they can't, but they know Dallas is right behind Washington.
So you think they're going? But I think I get what you're saying. If all these games weren't a must win, right? I think we're playing next game. Now they coach probably told them don't even look at the game tomorrow. Oh, yesterday. Don't even watch Dallas.
I'm pretty sure they saw Dallas.
But they saw, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
So, but Dallas doesn't matter if they lose tomorrow
Washington.
or this
Right.
Yeah,
No, I agree. So my keys is just take advantage of Washington's offensive line.
Poison him.
I don't want to get them get this game into a ball control game where they're running the ball. A lot of people on this Josh Adams train. I am not.
He looks good, man.
You know what? The thing about him that I like is that he breaks runs.
Mm-hmm.
He's had in the last game he had one long run taken back, and I think the first game he actually first started get it carries. He had like a 30-yard touchdown.
Yes.
So he has a knack to break long runs. The only problem is they fed him the ball 22 times last week, and at the end of the day, his stat line was like 22 yards with 22 carries with like 88 something yards. So he really averaged only 3.5 yards a carry. You know what I mean? He didn't. He did break the one big 60. I think it was like 50, 60-yard run. So that obviously his numbers would have been inflated. But the magical number for a running back is to average almost 5 yards a carry, and he was well below that. So I'm not on the Josh Adams bandwagon saying that, I'm not saying he's a bell cow running back, but I still don't think he's our best running back. He's just running good right now. And I think Deuce came out and said it. Deuce came out and said that he's not really our future running back. We're just going with the hot hand.
Right.
And he's the hot hand right now.
I think Josh is what he is right now. He's what, a third, fourth back right now? Fourth string now.
Who? Josh?
Josh Adams.
Yeah.
So we got Sproles coming back this week.
Yes, yeah, they said Sproles is going to play this week.
I think Josh Adams has promise, right? I think we got to keep him there. I see the way he runs.
I hate it.
It reminds me a little bit, let me just tell you, not the DeMarco Murray that we had, but the DeMarco Murray of
that upright
running. And got a little speed, a little hidden speed there. Like when he broke that run, it was like, man, I didn't know he was that fast.
Right.
He doesn't look that fast when he's kind of cutting through the holes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping he can be like a DeMarco Murray in the future. So I just think he has to get some more play time, right?
Right.
What he's doing on the field, when he's seeing the field, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate his work. And, he's a hometown kid. You know what I mean? Only up the road out there in the Warrington area.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I root for him. Went to Notre Dame, got hurt. You know what I mean? He was hurt. He was hurt in high school. His senior year, he was also hurt in college. So I root for him. I think he gotta still give him the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Washington versus Eagles score.
I like us this week. I like us by at least 10 points.
Ooh.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Washington offensive line is hurt. I think they lost four to
something like that.
Yeah,
I think they get Williams back though this week.
Oh, I think Trent is back, but he's still not 100%.
No.
And you have Colt McCoy, who can sling the ball a little bit, but I think with the offensive line, they're just going to have trouble. I think we're hungry today. Coming up this weekend, it's a must win. Yeah, we need to be. It's a must win. You'll probably see our best game this week.
They need it.
Right? So I say at least a 10-point victory. I'm going to say 28-17.
I like it. I'm going a little bit tighter. I think Washington covers the spread. I say like 24-21.
I can see that too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. I think that defense is not underrated, but better than what's on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Colt McCoy is going to be able to move the ball on our defense.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I can respect it. Like I said, these are one of the games that is just hard to watch sometimes because we don't know what we're going to get out of our own team.
Yeah, I know.
Even in effort-wise, we don't know what effort's going to be brought.
I think they're going to have to.
We should have lost to the Giants. Let's just be 100%.
Like we talked about before, man. Somebody gave Pat a call and said, "Yo,
Pat, had to. I didn't understand
it. Yeah, Pat, you gotta chill, bro, because y'all killing these boys, and we need this.
This draft pick.
We need this.
Is that right? Did I not get that halftime call too? Like, yo, okay, this is what we gonna do. We gonna put Saquon on the bench.
Yeah, because he had 100 yards by halftime.
And then he gets 4 touches in the second half.
So about these Sixers,
it's crazy, man.
About these Sixers, and I wrote this down.
Let's go.
And I think this is a good question.
Question about this team right now?
A good question.
We just ride the way we run right now?
But it's a good question.
Okay, all right, let's talk about it.
Can we consider that this Sixers team, at this moment right now, is the best team in the East?
No. No, sir.
No.
They're not the best team in the East.
They're not the best in the East?
Toronto's the best team in the East. Best team in the East. Hands down.
And I wrote that, and I was like, beating Toronto in Toronto is going to be pretty hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Beating Toronto in the series is going to be hard to do.
but beating the Sixers at home. They're 11-1 at home.
Hard to do.
They have the best record in the East at home.
This is what I'm hoping.
Okay.
I like what we're getting out of our Sixers right now. It's a long season ahead of us. Right, we got
long.
Long season ahead of us. We got to defy the odds of anybody getting hurt and injured.
Right.
Because we're only one injury away.
Okay.
So we got
to the three.
Even our depth is okay, but it's not great. It's just role players that play pretty strong, and when they get hot, they get hot.
Moose is better than that. He's serviceable.
Like I'll tell you this. I like our last year's bench a little better because
they had shooters though.
But I know, but we're going to get the same product every night. You know what I mean? Eley was going to give us the same 8 rebounds or come in really strong for Embiid, and then you had Bellinelli that came in and is going to shoot up a couple of jumpers and make at least half of those. So we had that. I just don't know exactly what we got right now. Like I said, it's a long season. Also, Muscala continues to grow.
Right.
McConnell becomes a bigger role now with full speed, wherever he is. And Shaman I really like, so hopefully he gets better throughout the season. I like it.
He's a gun.
So I like this group. I want us to continue to gel together. That team in Toronto has veterans, and they're playing like veterans, and they're playing really strong. So you have your Kyle Lowry, you have your Leonard Kawhi, you have your Ibaka, and then you have a couple other role players. But we're forgetting that Kyle Lowry is leading the league in assists right now.
Okay.
And you know how hard it is to beat Toronto in Toronto.
I do.
So that's what I'm saying. The veteranship in Toronto.
I just think it's hard. I think you can argue it's just as hard to beat us at home. That's my own.
So it comes down who's the better team then. You know what? I can't say that they're better with Jimmy. I can't say that they're better because we have a closer. Like we have a real deal closer. Like I always thought you could give the ball to Embiid at the end of the game, and then there's a good chance that he can beat his man one-on-one and score. But the fact is that Jimmy thrives in the moment. I love Jimmy.
He really thrives in the moment, and they rally around that.
This is why I'm hoping that this is a long season ahead of us.
I mean to cut you off, but I wish I worked for the Sixers. The homie Jimmy, they said to all the custodians, the merchandise, locker room guys, Jimmy dropped off 67 pairs of some J11.
Nice. Jimmy wants to be here. Now,
I think so.
It seems like he wants to be here. I don't know
if they pay him. Right?
Yeah, he wants to, but he said he wants to be here. He said he sees a future here. This is what I was saying. I'll keep it real quick. It comes down to the veteran leadership in the game. Like, how are we going to be able to control? Are we going to have J.J. Redick when we're up 4 with 5 minutes to go, shooting this dumb 3? We're up 8 and shooting a quick dumb 3 when we don't need it?
Yeah, but he makes it.
Sometimes. But there's been times that he don't make it.
He makes it.
There's been times I'm yelling at the screen like, come on, Jay. We don't need that quick 3 with 18 seconds left on the shot clock.
Right.
Like, we got 8 points. Let's play half court. Let's get a good let's get a layup. Get a dunk.
I feel you, but he makes those. I'm not going.
But those are the times where.
Now, Robert Covington shooting that shit. We might have to.
True, but it's those times that I get a little concerned when it comes down to playoff games and getting running deep. Is that our maturity? Are we going to have like we did against Boston when we should have took our game home, which you lost? 2 turnovers with 35 seconds left.
Yeah, we got veterans. I think
it's those things.
Is Jimmy a big enough veteran to let us run to the playoffs? And they have experience too, right? That group has experience as well in the playoffs. TJ, Simmons, obviously Embiid, Chandler has playoff experience. Mm-hmm. So I think we have I think we need more shooting. We need more veterans who know how to play coming off the bench.
And we gotta keep leads, man. We can't go up to these 20 points. Like, this is the first time I've seen us get a lead tonight. To have this lead that we had. We played Washington State, and we kept a lead. You know what I mean? Went up 20 and 30, and we kept a lead. We need to be able to continue to control games. And that goes down to what I'm saying with J.J. Redick. We're up 20-25. We understand you're going to shoot and make those threes. Sometimes we don't need it. Sometimes we now need to slow the game down and get layups and dunks.
Right.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I feel you.
You know, not coming down and transition quick threes when we're up 20-23. Because all we're doing is giving the other team an opportunity. Oh, they're going to shoot themselves out. which we do all the time, and we're going to just come down and make a bucket. So that's the problem, and that's why I hope that we learn, mature throughout the season, because it's a long season, and we'll be prepared for that.
You done with Fultz?
I think after today, I'm a fan of Fultz.
I am too.
I always said, for me, I take it like this. I think it was a kid that was really good throughout his whole life.
Right.
Had an injury, and all of a sudden he can't mechanically do what he's been doing his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And mentally is messing with it. And I learned that when I learned it, right? I seen it when he did that little, not the hiccup on the free throw line. That told me he has a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But when the next game he had the little bobble to the shot, it told me that it's mental, and it told me that he's trying to figure this shit out.
It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
Because he's trying to bobble it without thinking about the shot and just kind of have it flow.
Yeah.
Because when you see him get to the basket, he gets to the basket, he can do a layup. Yeah. So it's an issue he has.
Right.
But I think I'm okay. I'm done with it though. Because I think after today, when he's now, he got to go see another shoulder specialist.
Yeah, you're done with it.
It's like, man, listen, man. Either
you're a bust.
And hopefully he gets it together.
He's a bust.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bust. I was a big Fultz fan before as well, but I think if Elton Brand thinks the window's now, then you have a chance to move him to get a veteran piece, you do it.
What are we gonna get though?
I think they could have pulled that deal off for Corbett that you talked about.
That was a big piece we should have got.
Yeah, I think they could have brought Corbett back for that. But
you see, we can try to get Bradley Beal here. I know the Lakers don't want him, but
you can't give up a lot.
Yeah, would you be willing to do that? Like, I mean, let's think about it. Bradley Beal is still young. We can get that piece here and just say, man,
because it's going to take.
We got.
It's going to take folks.
Yeah, get folks out there. Give them a draft pick.
It's going to take
first
round pick.
Let's go.
And I think it's probably going to take Zaire Smith.
Let's go.
And he's going to take something else.
Let's go. I mean, I'm just saying, like, what we see from Zaire Smith? Nothing. Who's Zaire Smith? Do you know him? I just know him from Texas Tech. Right? Like, so I know Bradley Beal. I know Bradley gonna give me 17 and give Jimmy another option when it's down the cop. You know what I mean?
I feel it.
That's beautiful. Folks, Zaire Smith, first round pick. Let's make the deal.
Like I said, I said this a while ago. I still take Melo off the street.
Oh shit.
All right, let's go to college football. Let's go to college football.
Man, I love what Melo do. Hey, man, I love Melo do as far as his charities and all that stuff. Man, shout out to Melo. Continue to be great, man. You know, it's time to retire.
Ooh. For next week. So, me and you both didn't have good weeks last week. College football, you only gave me 2 picks.
Both lost.
But both lost outright.
Bad.
But we got championship week this week. There's got to be a lot of good games going on. Give me some locks, bro.
So there's no locks, man. It's championship week. There's no locks in championship week.
Okay.
There's no locks. But what I did do, I looked at a few games that maybe people want to touch on and kind of do a little analysis on.
Okay.
And my thoughts. But as far as locks, you know, everybody's fighting for something. They're all big games.
Mm-hmm.
So I can give you a lot of leans. I don't want to give any locks. I didn't see anything on the card that'd be like, you know what, this is going to happen.
Okay.
But I can give you some strong leans of what I thought.
Fair enough.
So there's a couple games I did look at, and we're going to look at just the big games. Let's talk at the 12 o'clock game, Texas, Oklahoma. And please chime in. Before we even get started, let's look at the Final Four. Let's look at the playoff picture first. Right? Because this is a big part of college football right now.
Right.
You have Alabama number 1, Clemson 2, Notre Dame is 3,
Georgia's 4.
and Georgia's 4.
Right.
Oklahoma is 5, Ohio State is 6. Right? So pretty much what they're telling me is that the Final Four is pretty much set.
Yeah, I was about to say the 4 is set.
The 4 is set.
Yeah.
And this is why the 4 is set. Bama plays Georgia. Bama wins. Oklahoma jumps in. Georgia wins. 4 stays the same. That's how that's going to be.
Okay.
That's probably going to be the only change. The only change if Oklahoma doesn't get in is if somehow Oklahoma loses. Georgia loses. Ohio State wins. Ohio State jumps to 4.
You think if Georgia loses to Bama, they're going to let Oklahoma in?
That's why Oklahoma's there. That's why Oklahoma's sitting right at 6. They want Oklahoma in there. They want this is what every media outlet, every critic, they want Oklahoma in the game. They want him in the Final Four. They feel like Kyle Murray is exciting and electric, and he is.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be a Heisman Trophy candidate going in, and then he'll have to fight and play at Bama, and it'll be Tua versus Kyle Murray, and it'll be
hell of a story.
It'll be a story. They want Oklahoma in there because they're going to be put up 1,000 points and they look electric, right? So that's why they kept Georgia there right now. So because they're thinking Georgia will lose because Georgia's a 13-point underdog, and then they can just ship Oklahoma right there if Oklahoma handles business against Texas, which they will. That's it. Ohio State is not in there unless Georgia loses and Oklahoma loses and Ohio State wins and Ohio State gets in there.
Who's Ohio State playing?
Ohio State plays Northwestern for the championship, Big Ten championship.
Where?
It's all neutral.
All neutral. Okay.
So that's the picture of the playoffs. So I feel like the 4 is set. It all comes down to what Georgia's going to do this weekend. So just diving right into a 12 o'clock game. Oklahoma. Texas versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a 8-point favorite. They're playing at a neutral field. They played before this season in a neutral field in their big rivalry game, in the Red River rivalry game, Texas versus Oklahoma, and Texas came on top. This is a must-win for Oklahoma.
What's the number on it?
8.
8.5 or
8. 8 flat and 78. They're expecting a high-scoring game with 78. We all know Oklahoma can put up points. They've been a fire machine offensively. They've also given up a lot of points defensively, but I don't think this Texas team can continuously put up a lot of points. I think Ellinger's hurt, their starting quarterback. I think he just came back last week, so he's not really 100%. He was big in that rivalry game. I think he had like 3 touchdowns running or something crazy.
Right.
I think they played out their mind. Oklahoma can't lose. Oklahoma loses, that's it. Their whole season is done. It was a big waste. Kyle Murray goes off and plays baseball, and he becomes a great baseball player. But their whole season.
Oh, he's not playing football?
No, he's a drafted.
Yeah, I know he got drafted.
Yep, and I think the Oakland told him, he has 1 year to play, and then he's done. They already gave him like $20 million. Guaranteed. Cash. He's making more money than the head coach right now. So, with that being said, I don't want to hold it up. Oklahoma handles business this week. It's a must-win. Texas a little bit hurt. They're going to play them tough, but I don't think they'll be able to keep up with Oklahoma. I see Oklahoma winning by a little bit over 10 points too. Probably like a 12-point game. I'm going to say like 48-31 maybe.
Okay.
I think they give up quick early game. I think Oklahoma takes away in the second half.
Okay.
Must win. Oklahoma wins. All right, so that's that one game. I'm just going to talk about the big games. Then we'll go down to another big game, UCF. Everybody wants to talk about UCF and Memphis. Shout out to their quarterback, Milton, who got hurt last week in a gruesome injury. Tough way to go. Your team is undefeated. You haven't lost a game since.
This is Memphis, right?
This is UCF. UCF plays Memphis in the
what was the injury?
AAC championship game. He blew his knee out during the game last week. That's a big blow to UCF. Backup is in there, but he's manageable. Right. He's not Milton though. But they're still 3-point favorite. Playing Memphis, who's been up and down, who's had bad losses. But Memphis and UCF now, you're going into a game where they met each other last year in the AAC championship game and won by 3 points. And I think UCF was a better team last year.
Okay.
So this is a team that Memphis is not. This is no new team to Memphis.
Right.
Obviously, it's a conference game.
Right.
They didn't play each other this year yet. But I see Memphis actually probably staying close and covering that spread if they don't win outright. I think that quarterback injury is big to UCF. I don't think UCF is as good as they were last year. I just think they've been consistent, and they've had a weak schedule. That's the same reason why they can't continue to climb up the rankings, because their schedule is one of the worst in the NCAA. So I like Memphis to kind of stay close and maybe cover that 3 points.
Okay.
Big game coming right after that is that Georgia-Alabama game. Alabama's a 13-point favorite. Woo. Big game, neutral field.
I think Georgia keeps us close.
Rematch of the national championship last year.
I would take the points in this one.
13 points. I
like Georgia in that spot.
Dude, this is why, and this is one game I just don't have.
Especially if they play that athletic quarterback. like that Cam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I forget his name.
But they only put him in here and there. It's only like almost like how they do the Saints do with
Wood Hill.
Yeah, they don't really let him throw. They only run him, use him in the run.
It don't. It works.
The only thing here I see a little edge with Bama is I think Bama's really good defensively against the run, and I think if Georgia run is not going, they struggle. Georgia's team last year was much better as far as their play calling and being able to execute offensively than they are this year.
But they have better. I can't say that better runs because Chubb and Sony.
Yeah. It's not in that, it's just that they executed well. I mean, listen to the running backs of Georgia is coming out. How have they not won a national championship, you would think?
Right.
Since Todd Gurley, right? Then you had, I'm missing one before Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, Nick Chubb, then you got Holyfield, and the hometown kid from Swift out of here from North Philly. They're 5 guys that are going to be NFL stars.
Yep.
I just think this team, if Alabama can stop the run, which I think they will, I think they get away late and probably can possibly win that 14, 15-point win. But, I don't have no way to go. I think 13 points is right on the line where it should be.
Okay.
So if I see Alabama winning that game now. So you can get the points, try to buy some points down, try to get it down as low as you can. It's now 12.5, so it was 13, so it's at 12.5. So people are buying Georgia.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your opportunity.
Georgia.
Yep, rematch. And then the last game. The last 2 games I'll just run quickly. Clemson versus Pittsburgh in ACC championship game. Clemson's a 27.5 point favorite. I don't know, man. I'm taking the points. I'm taking 27.5 points. Pittsburgh they had a great season. They've been able to run the ball well. I know that D line of Clemson is really, really tough. But I see them able to kind of stay within that 28-point range. So take the points if you're going to take anything in that game. Take the points.
Okay.
And then
so these are all strong wins.
These are all strong wins. The last game is Northwestern Big Ten Championship against Ohio State. It's a 14.5 point favorite for Ohio State. Take the points.
Yeah, I like
Northwestern. Take the points. Northwestern fights. They fight to the end. It'll be a low scoring game. The defense is tough. I don't know what happened with Michigan last week. I have no idea. They're supposed to be the #1 ranked defense in the country, and it looked like they couldn't keep up with anybody.
You know what it is? It's just that Achilles heel. He can't beat them.
He can't beat them, and it's time to go. Time for Jim to go.
And he can't beat them. So
great season for Michigan. Terrible loss to Ohio State once again at 6-7 in a row. 6 or 7 in a row.
Yeah, crazy.
I like Northwestern with the points at 14.5. It's going to be a close game, and it's at night, prime time. Let's go.
Shout. So B.Diddy with the leans of the week, I would say. So we got no lock plays.
Just previews, you know what I mean?
Just small snippets. And then hopefully we'll have something coming next week when the playoffs hit around. So for me, myself, I didn't do well last week, 0-3, but I'm still hitting 59%
bang, bang.
In my plays. So I'm going to go right through my plays real quick. I actually really like this week. I really like this slate. So definitely listen up and follow me when I say this, that I'm going to be playing some of these plays pretty heavy. First game. Indy let me down last week. I thought with Tannehill coming back last week, I didn't think that they would be able to cover. I think they got a late big touchdown, a couple splash plays there. And I think Luck threw back-to-back picks.
Is this a full card this week? Is anybody on buys?
This is a full card.
So no buys, right?
No buys.
Buys are done.
Yeah, buys are done.
Buys are done. Okay.
So I think they still need this game. It's a tough division with Tennessee and Houston still leading the way. So I'm firing right back at them.
Indianapolis?
The Colts.
I like that, man.
It's the Colts versus the Jags.
Who's that quarterback for Jags?
Cody Kessler.
4 points. What do you think?
Cody Kessler is 0-8 in his last, as it starts as a starting quarterback.
He's Big Brown, right?
Yeah, he used to play for Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then if you think about it, Bortles and Fournette are both out, right? And we can make an argument that Fournette is actually more important offensively than Bortles is.
Yeah, fact.
Because we've seen this team without Bortles, and then we've seen it with Fournette, and they're a completely different team. Ramsey's like up in the air if he's going to play or he's not going to play. I think he does play, but I still like the road. I still like the road favorite here, laying over that -3. I like the -4. Give me the Colts. Lock it in.
-4. You think it's going to keep going up? You think 4.5?
That's possible.
Yeah,
that's possible. By kickoff, it could get to 4.5.
Interesting.
Next game. Pittsburgh let me down last week
I
too.
don't trust them dudes.
But Pittsburgh, if you think about that game last week, they outgained Denver by 200 yards and they had 4 turnovers. One by a nose tackle on the 3-yard line, which is just retarded. But what's done is done. They're back home. I had to do the math myself. They averaged 35.4 points at home, but 23 points on the road. We already know with that West Coast traveling east coming out. San Diego lost Melvin Gordon, which is a huge loss.
Yeah.
Big loss. And if you look at San Diego's road wins, they have no significant road wins. If you look at their wins, period, they have. Yeah, right. They have no significant, real big wins. They beat Seattle in Seattle against a Seattle team who's really not the Seattle that we remember from their dominant times. But beating Seattle is still something.
They beat the Browns at Cleveland across.
Anyway, they beat.
I'm just saying, you know.
They beat Seattle in Seattle.
All right.
I like
Big
Big.
Trip over here.
I'm not sure. I didn't check that. I like Big Ben calling out the team. I think they rally.
You like that?
I do.
Not even call out the team, but he said Antonio Brown's up.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. He's the leader of the team. He's the quarterback. You can do that.
Gotcha.
And then I think AB came out and said, "I hear you loud and clear." And he said something similar. I can take it.
Pass you throw them in?
No, he's not gonna drop every pass. I like Pittsburgh here minus 3.5.
Yeah, this is the third time coming over here.
Yeah, if you want to buy the hook, you can. But I like them straight out.
Okay.
I think they win by a touchdown.
They're undefeated on the East Coast, just so you know.
Next game, here's a shocker for you, maybe. There's a lot of people on the other side of this.
What you talking about?
Give me Houston. Now, Cleveland has been playing well, but I wanted to throw this stat at you because I want to make sure people remember who the Cleveland Browns is. In the last 3 years, on the road, Cleveland is 1-20.
Yeah, that first one was last week, right?
Their first win in 3 years was last week.
Terrible since 19 was falling apart.
Terrible. They were up for that game.
Yeah, they were.
Cleveland emotionally wanted that game because of the Hugh Jackson
No,
event.
you're right. I think Houston is coming along and showing themselves.
Love this spot for Houston.
5.5?
Yeah, it's 5.5. No, I think it might be 6.
Ooh,
I think it might be 6.
Okay.
I think it might be 6.
It's a lot.
So hold on. I'm sorry. I apologize. It is 6, but what I want to do is I want to put this in a teaser.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to put this in a teaser. People can go ahead and believe in Cleveland, but I'm taking against. Even though Houston has won a couple coin flip games, and I think they won 8 or 9 in a row, that's still a 7th-ranked defense over there. I mean, I don't know how Cleveland's really going to score on them. Y'all can go believe in Baker Mayfield, but I believe in 1-20 in the last 3 years on the way.
Like the teaser.
First part of my teaser. So now I'll give you the second part. The second part of my teaser. Got to go to the Billy Goat. In Foxborough. Prime time. Got to go with the Pats on the second part of that teaser. Tom Brady is 107-22 at home. Belichick knows how to turn it up in December, and we know the famous Belichick defensive scheme. We put my best corner on your best receiver, and then we bracket down. I like the Pats here. They are always turning up. No Xavier Rhodes, by the way.
Well,
another stat. Gronk, Edelman, and Sony Michel, when they're on the field, all 3 of them at the same time, and all played in the same game, they're 3-0 against the spread.
okay.
Small little snippet there. But this team is healthy,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
So I like this at the second part of my teaser. Getting +1.
Right. That's a mid-afternoon game.
Yeah, it's going to be prime. It's going to be night.
Okay.
It's going to be night. It's going to be cold. It's going to be New England weather. Minus, 35, 38 degrees.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins hasn't beat anybody really on the road. They beat the Jets and the Eagles on the road. That's not impressive to go into somewhere like Foxborough and get a win.
All right.
So that's the second part of my big teaser. That's a heavy teaser right there. Play that, bet that heavy. Next game. I just love this spot, bro.
Tell me about it.
Give me Baltimore.
That line, all right. That line is funky though.
It's telling you to bet the Falcons.
No way. I don't want to bet the Falcons.
Exactly. Bet Baltimore, and I'm gonna tell you why. Atlanta's rushing defense is 25th in the league. They're giving up 130 yards a game, and I know how one-dimensional this offense is on Baltimore. But let's remind ourselves about that coaching staff. Marty Mornington had Michael Vick for 4 years.
Okay.
So he knows the skill set that Lamar has. That electric, explosive type of running from the quarterback position and putting him in good positions to make high-end passes.
Right.
Now, can he really pass well in this league right now? No. But I think that defense is terrible. That Atlanta defense is terrible. I don't care about Deion Jones coming back from 10 games. That doesn't mean anything to me. And then on the other
side, he's gonna make an impact. If he's fully healthy, he's definitely making an impact.
Okay.
Just so we know.
I mean,
that speed, you can't stop that speed. That speed.
Yeah, I'll take a one-on-one against with Jackson. Go ahead. You can try and stop Jackson in the open field.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
God bless you.
You can't just erase him like he ain't on the field. Like Deion Jones is
okay. I mean, but
arguably the top 5 linebackers in the league.
Okay. I would love to see it against
but
Jackson.
I like Baltimore in that spot.
So, and then if you look on the other side of the field there, you have this defense who's ranked 1 against the pass and 1 against the defense against a team who I don't know who's going to score because it ain't going to be Julio.
Right. Well,
Julio's got 2 touchdowns this year, 2-3 touchdowns, and they can't run the ball. They're not a really good running team.
No, I'm with you on that. Okay.
So tell me how they score.
I don't like Atlanta, so that's why when I
be
see
more,
line and I see
stand up, be more.
Being favored is kind of weird. Like I feel like I want to tease Baltimore like a 3-team teaser.
You could.
Give them like 10 points, 10.
You could. And for my last lock of the day, this is tough to do, but I'm laying the points. Give me Seattle at home. I like Seattle -10 at home with Dink Mullins going out to the 12th man for the first time.
I'm definitely putting Seattle on the tees.
Okay. I actually like them straight.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting them in the tees. I think Seattle's played pretty good ball lately, second half of the season.
Teams favored by more than 7 points at home are almost 60% against the spread. That's an accurate stat.
Okay.
From this year.
It's a lot of points. 10 points is a lot in the NFL.
And yeah, and I wrote that double-digit points are never really good to go against. But I honestly see this game as being like a 28 to 10 game. Okay. I think this is an ass whooping.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
3-team teaser, which is 10 points.
Talk to me.
Rams to a pick.
Okay.
Let
me just remind you, and I looked at this stat. The Rams are 1-8-1 against the spread this year. Just to let you know that. They are terrible
against the spread.
That's why they don't cover.
So we get them down to a pick to win the game.
Okay.
Right? Do the Rams beat Detroit?
They should.
They should, right? Like, do we see?
They should.
Do we see a Saints Cowboys pop up?
Letdown game? It's a division game.
It is. They can't. Right. So it shouldn't be a letdown. I mean, it shouldn't be a letdown game, right?
I mean, it shouldn't.
Okay. All right.
Because I don't know how Detroit's going to score. They're hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So we get it to a pick, right? 3-teamer.
Okay.
All right. Marry that. These are all 1 o'clocks. With Houston.
I like it because you get what? 4?
You're going to get 4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one, and that's the only thing I'm a little hesitant now because of the fact that I was thinking about Kansas City and getting them down to 4 at Oakland.
You know what? I looked at that game and I actually liked them straight.
Kansas City.
Oakland
should be in it.
Yeah, I mean, but there is a big difference between Kareem Hunt and Spencer Ware. You know what I mean? It's going to now be by committee. But I mean, you have to think that Kelsey and Hill
should be it's
value.
going to the black hole. That's why I want to get them down.
Yeah, their value is going to go up.
All right, cool.
It's going to go up.
Cool.
I didn't put it on there. But if I had another pick, I like Washington.
And what about Tennessee Jets?
I would tease that down. I wouldn't throw that straight.
Okay.
I would tease that down.
All right, maybe I'll do the tease with the Tennessee, Seattle. These are late games.
Right.
And maybe I'll do Kansas City again with that one. Yeah.
Don't be scared of B more, man.
No, Bengals gonna be by itself. I'm not gonna tease you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take them straight up. I mean, I think 1.5.
And I like Arizona too.
You like Arizona?
I like Arizona.
14-point underdog.
I like Arizona. Who? Yo, they're 4. Green Bay's 4-6.
Yeah, 14 point. No,
They're 4-6.
that's why I didn't want to touch it. I was gonna think about teasing because the line telling me Green Bay with the blowout.
But I like the under in that game. It's supposed to snow. And you got a dome team from Arizona going outside and
snow. Under 43.5.
Yeah, that's it was 44. So that means it's dropping.
All right.
It might be like I would tease that up.
Okay.
Think about that.
Almost 24.
To what?
Maybe a 10 team or something.
No. I would tease the over.
Up and bring it. Okay.
Yeah. Because you're talking about 54 points between what's Arizona scoring?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
14 the best.
Yeah. Right.
14 the best.
Exactly. So there's the locks of the week. Make sure y'all get it down. I'm gonna say it one more time, just so you know.
Preach.
Indy -4, Pittsburgh -3. Big 2-team teaser. Give me Houston. Give me New England. Give me Seattle. And give me B-More.
Bank it.
I'm sweeping this week, bro.
Bank it.
Sweeping this week.
Bank it.
Coming back. Moss Money, B.Diddy. We out of here.
We out.